Hello, luxury real estate agents. I'm trying something different this week with my video blog, and I'm going to go through some of the spreadsheets that are included with my book, Selling Luxury Homes. The first spreadsheet we'll talk about today is the location matrix. When you're doing a CMA on a given piece of property, oftentimes the best comps are located in a different part of town, in a different part of your area. And when you deliver your CMA and the seller sees those comps, he or she is going to say, wait a second, that area is nowhere near as valuable as my area. Or they might say, in a rare occasion, hey, that area is way more expensive than this area. How can you use that for a comp? And you can use properties outside the area as comparables as long as you make adjustments for them. So let's talk about a process here. The first thing, of course, we need to do is gather data about our market so that we can calculate the percentage of difference in prices of homes that are relatively equal in different markets. And once we gather that data, we need to find a way to present it so it has credibility to the seller. Sellers put more credibility in things that they can visualize, that they can see in black and white. You can use a Word document, you could use a PowerPoint, or you could use an Excel spreadsheet. That's my favorite way to go. But let's look at an example. We have an area not too far from here where we mapped the market for a 2-year period of all the sales that occurred at $5 million and above. Each one of those sales is shown here as a yellow square that has a letter and a price. The letter corresponds to a line on my other spreadsheet where I summarize the sales price, the date, the buyer, the seller, the acreage, the square footage, the age of the house, and so on and so forth. But one thing you can see by looking at this map is that all the sales are really concentrated on the north side of the island, and very little has occurred down here on the south side of the island. Our conclusion, and it's our opinion, by the way, just like opinions about your market are your opinions, and you're entitled to have them as long as you have a way to support them. But my opinion, based on the market data we looked at here, is that homes on the north side of the island, all things being equal, typically sell for 20% more than those contained on the south side of the island. So to illustrate this more clearly, we made up another island map of a hypothetical island somewhere in the South Pacific, and we assume that we're doing a CMA on a property here in East Bromwich. And we noticed by doing an analysis like we showed in the previous slide that homes on Little Island typically sell for 15% less. Homes in Seaville sell for 20% less because this giant sea serpent that grabs small children off the beach, I guess. But in New Caledonia, the homes typically sell for 20% more because, as you can see, the sharks are all moving away from there and toward the subject neighborhood of East Bromwich. So we make this analysis, we make these conclusions, and we want to summarize them somehow. Well, the best way to do that is on a location matrix. So just to summarize, our experience and opinion says that equal homes in East Bromwich are 15% more valuable than the ones in Little Island, and the ones in East Bromwich are 20% less valuable than the ones in New Caledonia. And East Bromwich are 15% more valuable than the homes in Little Island. And you can present it just like this in a Word document or in a PowerPoint slide. But I really believe that putting all this information on a spreadsheet like we have here is an easier way for sellers to relate to the information and to grasp the information and to give credibility to the information. So let me just back out of PowerPoint here and I'll pull up the actual spreadsheet so you can see how we do it. You see, every time we enter a village here, like if I go East Bromwich, oops, it automatically fills in the blue cells up above. And all my spreadsheets, everything in blue calculates automatically. So here we are coming up with a CMA and a price opinion for East Bromwich. And we feel that in Little Island they're 15% less valuable. And in Seaville, they're 20% less valuable. In New Caledonia, they're 20% more valuable, just like we said on the map. So that means if we're doing adjustments and we have a sale that occurred in Little Island, we'd want to add 15% to that sales price. If we had a comp that was in Seaville, we'd want to add 20% to that sales price to make it more like the subject property. And finally, New Caledonia, because those properties are worth more, we subtract 20% to make it more like the subject. We never adjust the subject property, only the comparable. So just to get back here to our PowerPoint for a second to illustrate this some more, you can see when you put this all together, it's your opinion as of a date certain. You always want to have a date there. This happens to say August of 09 because this is the actual spreadsheet we used in the book. And that way, if something changes in the next 6 or 12 months and somebody pulls out your old spreadsheet, they really can't hold it to it. It was held to that value. So hope that explains how to use the location adjustment matrix. You get one for free when you buy the book for $29.95. It includes 3 spreadsheets, which all together are worth $100. And I'm also giving away a consultation call that's worth $400, a one-on-one phone consultation with me. Here's a certificate so you can see what that looks like. But, read the book, think of your questions, think of what you need to do to ramp up your luxury real estate business. Give me a call, or we'll work on it together. You'll be amazed at how much work we can get done in a 20-minute period. Also, want to remind you that if you get all 3 books, you can save almost $10 if you order all 3. Once again, thank you for your kind attention. I look forward to being with you again next week. Don't forget to send your emails when you have questions. Until then, make it a great week.